Hello. Hi guys, this is Meleah with Mustard Tree Market. I'm doing something hopefully that's helpful as we are all hearing about the new fabulous silk line of paint that Dixie Belle is carrying, and it's actually the elite retailers have it. You can go get it, call your local retailer, ask them if they carry silk. This is an exciting product that it's an amazing paint line. So I wanted to show you guys how to use the paint. I don't consider myself an expert, but we've been doing lots of testing and trials, and a lot of questions have been asked, and we are loving the product. So I just want to kind of show you guys what I'm doing and how I've used silk so far. So this is a little antique rocking chair that I'm doing for my son, and it's definitely like a walnut. Pretty sure it's a walnut. It's old, it's antique for real, and this would be considered a bleeder. I would definitely say this would be a bleeder. So yeah, and it's got a cushion that was like a red, I guess antique vinyl, if that's a thing. And last night I started, and I did this on video, so I'll be able to post this eventually. I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel probably. But this was red vinyl. I left it in the back so you guys could see. See that? So it's like the grossest, ugliest. It's kind of in rough shape on the edges of vinyl. And what I did was just clean it with white lightning and rinsed it really well with water. And then I just went in and started painting, and I used the silk. And the color I did on this was Harbor, Silk Harbor. This was my main color here. And I did 2 coats of it. It has a really, really, really good coverage. Did I do 2 coats? I don't even know if I did a second coat actually, now that I think about it. I think I did 2 coats. And then I sprayed some Easy Peasy spray wax on it, not because silk needs a sealer, because it doesn't, but because it's fabric. So I was trying to kind of like keep it really soft, but it feels really soft. It's movable, bendable. It's not cracking or anything like that. We've sat on it. It feels really good. And then I've used a silk screen stencil here, the Nautical stencil, to make this cute little lighthouse. Cute, right? And then this is the little wave. And after I waited for this to dry, of course. And then this lighthouse, the red part is actually the regular chalk mineral line in Barn Red. And then this is silk and saltwater is the color. So, while you cannot blend silk with the chalk mineral paint line, you can, once dry, you know, put another one on top of it. Like, that's okay to do. So you can paint with the lines that are mixed on top once dry, like this, like for a stencil. You just don't want to mix them together, okay? Because it changes the integrity of the paint. So this was the color that I used to make my lighthouse, was Barn Red. And then this was my wave, and my little light was made with the silk saltwater white. Thank you guys. And how I did that, in case you're wondering, so I used the Nautical silk screen stencils. And if you haven't tried these yet, they're amazing for precise detail. And they come with lots. So this one stencil has all these sheets in it. And what I did was I cut apart this one sheet. And I actually, so it has the wave. And then it also has this lighthouse. Well, the lighthouse is one piece, but I wanted it painted in different colors because I was like, how in the world? I don't want my lighthouse to be all one color. My son wanted it red and white. So I actually sliced up the actual stencil, and I will post a video on how I did that. But yeah, you just slice it up. See? And that way I was able to apply each one with one color and make it look different. And they have extreme detail. I'm not very good at cleaning, so don't mind my cleanliness. But look at those tiny, tiny lines. Now, I wanted mine to look a little vintage, so I did lightly run a really, really fine sandpaper just over my lighthouse because I wanted it to have a little bit of distress to it. Okay, so just a little bitty bit. And look how precise those lines are. Like, it's amazing. Silk screen, I could have never done this with a regular stencil, like that kind of detail. So you've got to try the silk screen. They're super easy. They stick on there. And I just had a bowl, like a dish of water, soapy water that was warm, that right after I took it off, I just laid it in the soapy water. So that's the best way to keep it from drying on there. So, cute cushion, right? And then what I'm doing with the outside of it, see how cute that's gonna look? Cute, right? And then I did the craziest thing, and most people would say is crazy. And I chose white for my walnut chair. And I have not primed it. Silk has a built-in primer and a built-in top coat. Now, it's supposed to be equivalent to like 1 coat of Boss and 1 coat of a top coat. So it's not, that's going to work for most situations, right? Well, walnut and mahogany, if you guys paint it all, those are bleeders. They're naturally just woods that the tannins come out. And so I cleaned this really well with White Lightning. How would I even have it? I have really dirty rags. It came back with really dirty rags. And then I rinsed it with vinegar and water. And then I scuff sanded it. So with silk, you want to scuff sand your your furniture before you do your silk. Just a light sanding sponge. I used here it is. I used, and this worked great, the blue Surf Prep sanding. I was going to tell you which one it is, but I've worn it off. It's the next one up from the medium. So it's like the heaviest of the fine sandpapers of the rad pads that Dixie Belle carries. And it worked really good just to do a nice scuff sand, just to get that, just to knock that sheen a little bit and give it a little good grip. So I did that. And then I just took a damp rag and wiped off all the dust. You want to get all that dust off. And then I started going in with my white paint. Now there is a trick to this. So walnut's going to bleed. So is mahogany 99% of the time. And I'm using white, which is crazy, but I like to take risks and drive fast. So I'm doing it. So I went ahead and I wanted to show you guys kind of the steps. So I have some that I have not painted at all that I'll paint for you guys. And then I went ahead and got kind of the backside painted with 1 coat so I could show you guys. So as you can tell, it's got a pretty good coverage for 1 coat. And I see minimal to no bleed through. Minimal. Just a little bit of a little haze of a yellow, but not much at all, which is shocking because if I painted with any other white paint, it would look crazy, I'm sure. So what they say for silk paint is to paint 1 coat and let it dry for 4 hours before applying your 2nd coat. Then you let it dry overnight. Then you apply your final coat and it should look like perfect, like you applied a regular primer on it, 2 coats, the whole 9. So that's what I'm going to do, and I will report back. But I could already tell that probably my next coat's going to pretty much cover up any little bit of yellow that came through, it looks like. But the idea behind it is that the primer, I'll start painting while I'm talking. The primer that's built into this has to have time to work. So when something's dry to the touch, when your paint's dry to the touch, in that 30 minutes or whatever your paint's dry, that's just the top layer of paint. So that's not the whole underneath bottom layer, which is actually blocking the tannins from coming through, is that original edge of the front layer. And you're just feeling the outside layer. So you've got to give it time to work, okay? Now that's not saying that every single scenario is going to be that way. Red mahogany, you're probably going to need a primer no matter what you use on it, period. I have had shellac not work for red mahogany. So there's going to be scenarios that you're going to have to, you know, lay a coat of primer on. But this built-in primer should work for like 90% of the time of most cases. And this is a good test because this is old walnut. It's chippy. It's, you know, probably got old varnish or something that's been on it. So cleaning it really well, doing that scuff sand and doing this is going to show you guys that this is a pretty bad scenario and it still looks really nice, like way better than any first coat I've ever seen. So I'm pretty confident that when I do what they're telling me to do and give it proper time to cure up, that it's going to block it like it's supposed to, okay? And then there'll be no top coat needed. None, 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 okay? So I'm just going to start painting here. Now, silk is a different kind of paint, and one of the quick tips that Chrisana had taught that I thought was really good is when you use this paint, you know how normally you dip your brush and then you wipe it off on both sides before you go in and start painting? She said with silk, load your brush and then, you know, leave it loaded. So, you know, you just wipe off the edge where it's not dripping, but leave your brush loaded. If you watch me paint, I never have like a loaded brush. This is going to help it move because you don't want to add any water. You don't want to mist silk paint, okay? You got to keep its integrity because this is paint that's got built-in things into it. You know, it's not like a regular chalk mineral paint. So you don't want to mess with its integrity, just like you wouldn't water down some primer. You wouldn't water down a top coat. You know, that would not be good, right? Think of it like that. So you just want to make sure that you're using it straight away the way you would. And having your brush loaded is going to prevent you from that drying too quick and feeling like that point where you feel like you need to spray your paint typically. You're going to eliminate that need. And this worked really good for me. So I'm just going to paint it like normal. Do a good swoop-de-swoo. Load your brush. You're using the same amount of paint as like I normally would, I feel. I mean, I dry brush, so I don't use very much paint normally. But you're just wadding it into your brush at once. So you've got like a nice, good slurpy coat. Yep, that's the word. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Bern? So that you don't get to that point where it's dry and you feel like you need to mist any water because you don't want to do that. And so I will probably do 3 coats because this is white. And I would do 3 coats of white no matter what I was painting or what kind of paint I was using. Because white, you just want to do 3 coats of white. Okay? So I will do 3 coats and I was going to paint my second coat over there. I'm trying to think of how long that's been. I don't think it's been quite 4 hours. To be honest, I like to rush things, but they're saying 4 hours till your second coat and then overnight until you add your third coat. So I should probably listen to them. I think it's only been a couple of hours. Any questions? Let's see here. You guys probably have questions. Okay, so you guys don't compare silk to the chalk mineral line. They're just totally different things. It's totally different comparison. It's like apples to oranges. They're not even in the same field. This is a great paint for cabinets. It's going to be like that. It's going to resist any like mildew and damp. Like if you live, you know, by the beach and such, this is going to be a great paint for you to use. You don't have to do that top coat. This is not going to be the paint that you would pick if you're trying to do like, you know, a bunch of crazy blending and mixing of colors. You know, super boho. That would be a chalk mineral paint project typically. This is going to be great for clean finishes, like, you know, crisp, clean, factory finish type where there's not going to be any brush strokes. It's going to smooth out perfectly. It's going to be great for that. It's going to be great for cabinets. It's going to be great for, I mean, anything really. If you like that classy, elegant look, this is it. Because this is definitely a different kind of paint completely. It is not comparable to anything else. People have tried to compare it to every other brand, every other type of paint we carry, like, you know, different products and such. You just can't. It's different. It's just different completely. So the easiest thing to do is just get yourself some and try it, and you will see what we mean. And just don't think of it as the same. It's not a super blendy paint. You can layer colors and stuff on it still and still add more than one color on a piece of furniture. But if you're trying to get that Brush by Brandy type of blend going on, you can still do it. I'm pretty sure she does it with this. But, you know, that's going to be an easier thing for the Chalk Mineral line. This is great for, you know, if you want to do mid-century modern where you're wanting to block some colors out, that would be great for this. This line also is more of a more neutral in colors. Oh, I wanted to paint that red. What am I doing? It's more of a neutral, not all neutral. Like, it has blues and it's got a really pretty blush color. It's got several different types of whites, like a yellowier white, like a sunnier white, bright whites, gray whites. It's got a bunch of grays. It's got like an olive, beautiful olive color. So it's definitely kind of got that that beach vibe to it. It's just a fantastic line, and I think you guys will really love it. And it's just something different. So it's not meant to compete with that line. It's different, so we can have more options and more types of paint. You know. Making a mess. So I wanted to paint these little spindles, which I started doing in white, and I want them to be red. I'm going to have to let that dry now. But I wanted to paint these red because I'm wanting to do very nautical. So in my head, I'm thinking like, what are those things called? Those like life preservers that you throw and they're like red and white stripes. That's what I'm picturing in my head. Lifesavers, whatever. That's what I'm picturing for this. So I'm going to paint that. And these paints play well. They play well when they're like, you know, dry and you put the next one on. That's totally fine. I mean, you can put any paint on top of another paint. You just don't want to mix them together. Also covers without having to use Boss. Yes, Judy, you're right. We did cover that in the beginning. It's definitely something you don't have to use. Thank you, Dixie Belle, with the Boss. I mean, I'm proving that in the worst case scenario here. And I mean, if it can work for this, it can do just about anything. But I mean, there's definitely still going to be cases where you're going to want to grab some primer. So don't think it's like, you know, guaranteed to never ever. If you've got some red, I have a red mahogany desk that I worked on that it straight up turned my paint like cranberry colored, like yellow. It made a whole new color from the tannins. So that's just something that's just the way it is. But I'm giving it a very good test run here with this situation, and it's holding up really great. So pretty. I was happy to show you guys that because it's going to look really pretty. And I'm telling you, I'm not going to use any Boss, okay? I'm going to show you guys how it looks. I'm going to give you the honest look of it after I do exactly what they say. And why am I doing that? That's not the right way. See, I'm not paying attention. I don't want that there, do I? Do I want the two middle red or alternating? Alternating, right? What do you guys think? Two middle red, outside white, or alternating red, white, red, white? Because the cushion is like that. What you guys think? Alternating or two in the middle red, two in the outside white? Tell me, tell me. Tell me, tell me. Yes, there is. This is another way that Dixie Belle is giving you two in the middle red. Okay. Another option that Dixie Belle is giving you guys. Yeah, that's exactly right. Oh, that's true. Okay. You know, there's more paint than just chalk mineral paint out there. So we're creating new, awesome paints. Why not have more tools in your kit, right? And have different paints that give you different looks and for different situations. And different countries that people like different things, and people that live on the beach, and people that are, you know, not super big into all the bright colors. Like, there's going to be options for everybody this way. Gotta love painting like spindles like this. Is there red and silk paint? No, there's not. There's not, Angie. If there was red the silk paint, I would use it. But my son picked out all the colors, and he picked out the stencil for this chair. And for that reason, I'm doing exactly what he wants me to do. And there is no red in that. The silk line is very beach tones, if you could think of a beachy palette. Can we really be friends with people who don't like colors? Wendy. I am a colorful person. I am. I mean, it's hard for me to even paint this way, but it's beachy. It's nautical. And I'm doing it for my son who wants it. Because yes, I am the same way. I paint in lots of colors, and I paint really boho. But there is always a time for different types of paints. And it's my job to teach you guys and show you guys. So I have to show you how to do it. And this paint is really nice. It's super, silk is the best name for it because it's super silky. Super silky. I feel like that's a song. So. I want another coat right there so bad. Guys, don't tell if I did, okay? It's been like 2.5 hours. It's been 2.5 hours. I just want to show you. I can always do another coat, right? It's got to dry though. It's got to cure up. So don't do this. Pretend like it's been 4 hours. I just want to show you how this looks, okay? And if I need to, I'll do another coat. But I just want to show you it's been 4 hours, okay? I painted this first coat. It's directly on the walnut without any boss or primer. I'm getting all over my spindles. I'm a hot mess. But I want to show you. Oh my gosh, did I just do that? Ah! I did that. Jeez Louise. You'd think I was a professional or something. Don't do as I do. Do as I say, okay? And you're gonna see some lines underneath mine because this chair, if you saw the very beginning of my live, I'll show you. This chair is all bumpity. It's got layers of varnish and probably polyurethane that's worn off over time. It's got all kinds of nicks and stuff. It's character. And I'm gonna grunge this, so you know me. I'm gonna add some grunge. Pretty sure. So, this is my second coat. Woo. Whoa, can't see that at all, can you? Second coat on just that one strip right there of white silk paint in the color Saltwater over bleeding walnut. It's definitely a bleeder. That's pretty impressive, right? And then I will wait, that's after 4 hours after my first coat. And then now I will wait till overnight. And then tomorrow I'll do a third coat on there. And it should be good as gold. Pretty confident in it because this all looks really, really good for being one coat on a major bleeding type of chair. You can faintly see a little bit of just a little bit of off-white color there, and that's about it. Like, it looks really good. So I'm pretty impressed with the stain, or the stain blocking capability so far. Can you wax silk? You wouldn't need to. Silk doesn't need to be sealed. It's not a porous paint like how the chalk mineral is. So I'm not going to give you a definite answer on that because I'm not positive that I know. Okay? I'm sure you could But I will tell you that the silk paint, when it dries, has a sheen that's very similar to like that buffed out wax sheen, okay? It has a lot of that same look. It's not shiny, it's not glossy, it's definitely not matte. It's got kind of that waxy sheen to it. So you're gonna get that anyway, and you really don't need to top coat it. So I think you'll see that if you like that waxy finish, you're really gonna love the way that silk dries. That's my answer. I'm sticking to it. So, I'm gonna have these little line stripies, and I haven't decided. Can't believe that I painted this white when I wanted to paint it red. Wonder if I could go over that right now since I just painted it. Taking all kinds of risks today, guys. All kinds of risks. Because I'm not scared. I'm not scared, okay? And I want to show you guys stuff. It's kind of hard to get into this wood because this wood is super dry and like holy, if that makes sense. It's very porous type wood. That's why I knew it would be a bleeder, because it's like open wood. If you know what I mean. Hopefully that won't smear yet. I just painted that white on accident. But I want you guys to get an idea of how this looks, because it's going to be really cute. And I think we may add a would you bend up here on this top. Maybe, maybe, maybe. This is really hard to paint like this and look at you guys and not be in front of my chair. This is like an awkward piece of furniture for sure to paint live, but I'm trying. You get the idea, right? More questions? I did post the little linky poo there that you can click on the retailers, find yourself a Silk Elite retailer, and you can order the Nautical stencil from there. From me, it helps me out. Great coverage, right? Who is going to try silk? Who has tried silk? And who is going to try it? Yes, thanks Dixie Belle. And I will be doing, you can use our decorative things over the silk paint too. Like you can use gilding wax over the silk and such. Okay, so the other products are just fine to, you know, play with embellishment type of products over the silk. That's fine. That's what I'm going to do. So don't be scared of that. I'm trying to do this all backwards, one-handed like this, but I want to see what this looks like. Part of me kind of wanted to like distress this white when I got it all done, after I've done all the coats and everything, just to give it like some, like a rustic, you know, boat kind of vibe. But that kind of defeats the purpose of showing you guys what I've been showing you. But I really want to though, give it that kind of boat look. So I may just use that like brown wax. I might try brown wax over the silk just to give it that like rustic-y look. Or I might use the gilding wax bronze. I really love the gilding wax bronze for that type of thing. Doodle-doodle-doo. I'm missing. I'm doing my kitchen cupboards. Yes, Jessica. It's great for cupboards and cabinets. You did a silk credenza. It's classy. Yes. It's super classy paint. Super silky. Super smooth. You do what you want, right, Wendy? I know. I'm like kind of notorious for using the products all the wrong ways. I like to try things. Thank you. I hope he really likes it. But I'm trying to use it the right way this time and show you guys the right way to do it, okay? And if I go and sand this afterwards, don't hate me, okay? I have a hard time with the classy, smooth finish. We know this about me. But I'm doing this to show you guys. Even if I destroy it later with tons of sandpaper, it's going to be beautiful still. Can you show the building wax, gilding wax over the white paint? Tammy, I can once I'm done. So this is going to have more coats. See how see-through it is right now because it's on walnut. I've only done one coat. So once it's all dry, you know, once it's 4 hours, second coat, and then tomorrow I do the third coat, then I can try to go live on my page and do some of the gilding wax. If you guys go over to Mustard Tree Market, follow me, and that way I can try to go live or at least record it. I'll do a live. I can do a live using like the embellishment like products like the waxes and such. I never use the right way either. Yay! Yeah, it's just one of those things. I had a hard time. What was that answer? That's why I love you. Thanks, Wendy. You guys know I'm crazy. You guys know. All right, I think I got them all. Inherited furniture. That's super nice. Yes. Yeah, I'm trying to be a really good girl. I'm trying to be a good ambassador. But yeah, I might grunge the crud out of the silk. I don't know. I might. But before I do, I'll take a lot of pictures of how beautiful and classy it looks first before I destroy it and make it all grungy. It'll still be great coverage. It'll still be the best paint to hold on to it, and I'll just, you know, add a bunch of wax to it. Make it dirty. I'm scared I'm going to rub against that red now. Ooh, buddy. I'm taking all kinds of risks today. And painting red and white together next to each other and not wanting them to mix. I'm just crazy. I feel crazy today. I feel a little bit crazy. Like I said, I like to drive fast and take risks. And this is really hard to paint without sitting in front of it, but you get the idea. It's gonna be really cute, right? All right. I'm gonna keep going on this and make it really cute, but I wanna show you guys the kind of the look so you can get an idea of where I'm going. Doo-doo-doo-doo. See? It needs so much age, right? It needs age. I'm gonna have to rustic it out somehow. It's gonna rustic-dated. I'm gonna make it rustic somehow, but I love the cushion. It looks beautiful. I'm loving the coverage. I love the fact that this is a bleeder and it's not even bleeding. That's crazy. So yeah, that's the advice that I give when you use it. Thanks, Judy. And I hope you guys try the silk out. I hope you try it out. It's so cool. And I didn't know if anybody had painted on fabric or vinyl or anything yet. I did it. AJ said it was good, so I trust AJ. So I tried it, and it turned out fantastic. It was super easy, super easy. And I can tell you, this is vinyl. This is some type of an old vinyl. But after I let the cushion dry, like the base background dry, and I did the silk screen, I accidentally went over my silk screen stencil, you know, on the edge and had like an oopsie. And I was like, what am I going to do? I just sprayed a little easy peasy spray wax on a shop towel, and I was able to wipe it right off, no problem, because silk has that kind of a sheen. It was super easy. I didn't mess anything up doing that. Nobody was hurt in the making of that silk screen. So I was really pleased with that. So my review of silk is it's fantastic. And for those of you that are a less dirtier painter like me, you're going to love it. And follow the rules, follow the instructions. Don't mix the two lines together and like make your own color between those two. Don't do that, okay? Don't do it. And if you're going to do it over something like this and take these risks, make sure you put a coat on, wait 4 hours, put another coat on, wait overnight, put your final coat on, all right? And then give it some time to cure up. that is my 101 on silk, guys. And try the silkscreen stencils with the silk. Get it? All right, guys. So I hope you try this out. And yeah, see me next week for Mondays with Meleah. Bye, guys.